I must say, about to retire is looming very, very close. And I've been asked to recall some of my past experiences, and well, these things happen, and the fastest way, there's an old funny story about the old vicar and what he should and shouldn't be doing, but these things happen, don't they? I went down to London for a very, very short weekend, and I met a rather ravishing young lady at night, and we went back to her place in Wood, and poor Bentley came down from time, and over there, very, very funny time. Well, bless you. I really am most pleased you're able to join me on this, the anniversary of my 40 years serving in St Fahters Church, and being the point now of my retirement, my bishop asked me to leave some sort of record of my past endeavours to the congregation, and my sort of exploits when I went abroad. I did a bit of missionary work, and I worked at the convent for a period of time, and it was very hard, and of course here, and I went over there. It was very, very funny at the time. Yes. I do remember the one occasion I went to a missionary overseas, and when I got there, I found out it wasn't a missionary at all. It was a convent. And I got off the boat. I didn't fly in those days, all by boat. And apparently the convent was somewhere up the top end of the street. And I wasn't sure of where I was exactly, so I knocked this door on the high street, a red door, and this young lady came, and she's only half dressed, and I said, "Excuse me, my dear, could you tell me please where is the convent?" And she said, "Below job, £15. And I said, "I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean." And she closed the door. So I went to the next door, and I knocked that door. And I said, "Hello, my dear," and this equally scantily clad young lady came to the door and answered it. And I said, "Could you give me directions, please, ever so please, to the convent?" And she said, "It's £15 for a blowjob." Well, I don't know, and I've never come across this before, and well, I just didn't know what to think. So anyway, I went up the street and I knocked a few more doors, and very much this seemed to be a primary task of everybody that answered the blasted door. So I eventually found the convent, and I went in, and I saw the sister and shook hands and said hello. And she said, "Oh, well, I hope you'll be comfortable here in the convent." She said, "Down there on the third door on the left, you'll find your bedroom, and opposite you'll find the bathroom." And she said, "Is there anything else you want?" And I said, "Well, what's the blowjob?" And she said, "Oh, it's £15, the same as in town." Yes, and on another occasion, we were asked by the bishop to try and do something for the less fortunate. And I did spend a weekend in London, and I was looking to save souls. And, well, I think it was inadvertently, but I would appear to have entered a house of ill repute. and I found this young maiden in some distressing sort of state, and I thought I'd take her under my wing. And so in doing so, she had a bottle of wine there, and I'd stayed a little late, and I'd missed the last bus, and we'd had a couple of glasses of wine. And well, Adam and Eve and all that. And the next morning she was very, very kindly cooking my breakfast, bacon and eggs. And she said to me, "Did you enjoy yourself?" And I couldn't possibly enter into a conversation of that nature. So I said, "Look, my dear, have you any idea what I do for a living?" And she said, "Oh," with some scant interest, "Do you work in a bank?" I said, "No, I do farther from the truth." "Oh," she said, "well, do you happen to work in insurance?" No. I said, "You really are. You're on the wrong wicket." He said, "Well, do you work on the railway?" I said, "No, far from it." I said, "Actually, I'm the Vicar of St Fahters." And she said, "Good God, this idea of balls, I'd have thought you were a cannon." Anyway, I decided in my retirement to take up a new sport, and that's of imbibing in the spirit and the beverage in the public houses around St Fahters. I've never touched much, really, in a way, and the bishop has just given me a bottle of rum, and I've had a couple, and I found it most enlightening. And it's one of those things, if you've never touched it, it's just wonderful to try. And I was very well, and it was very warm, mind you, I was very, very drunk at the time. Of course, the only trouble in working with the church is when you come to retire, the pensions are derisory. And I decided that it's time that I changed my old 1953 Austin A35, and I found a rather sweet-looking Bentley. I've always fancied a Bentley. So I thought I'd raise the cash and get a Bentley. And we used to have, I say used to have, past tense, a very good field of 7 bells. But recently, it's a fact that we all know, right? The scrap went to about £120 a tonne. And we've now got a peal of 5 bells, not quite so melodious, an occasional drop note, but apart from that, the congregation haven't noticed. And I'm more than content to go and pick the Bentley up tomorrow, change the dog collar for cravat, and I'm off to watch the cricket.